I'm just recording. I hope nobody minds.
Hey, Julia.
Just for the other members of the group and possibly for YouTube as well. But definitely for the people who couldn't make it tonight. And those, like I said, I did do like a kind of around robin messages earlier to say, hey, does anyone want to come see the cards? But without really giving anyone much warning. So maybe we'll see more of the cards. We'll see some tonight. Because me and Niki just need to stop. We're just like chomping at the bit to show people. So I think you guys are the first port of call, really.
Well, and also you guys you've been part of it, haven't you, in the whole kind of deciding on what the back of the cards were going to be, because we couldn't make a decision, could we? So it was really, it kind of felt right that you guys saw the handful right at the beginning, wasn't it? Then decided on the back of the cards, and so it felt like we should be showing you the first port of call for the box. Now we've actually got it in our hands,
which was painful. Hi, Annie. Annie's with us. How wonderful. Yeah, we were kind of waiting for what felt like months to get the cards in our hands. Yeah. And then last week we were expecting them like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and they finally came on Friday after a week of waiting. So, but we had actually hoped they'd come the week before as well, didn't we?
Yeah, it was a good sort of 10 days of waiting, wasn't it? Literally every morning going, do you think today's going to be the day? And then post box watching, and then no, it's not, and then picking ourselves back up, right, it's going to be tomorrow. And we were exhausted when we actually got hold of them, weren't we?
I know, but the day that they did come was the day I found one 4-leaf clover in the morning, followed by another 5-leaf clover on the way home. So that day felt auspicious.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. So I guess we should just stop talking about it and crack some cards out. What do you reckon?
Have you waved the box around yet?
No, they told me they'd come on. Let's see.
There we go.
Nice.
Look how big, and look at proper
So
solid.
chunky. Yeah,
that's great.
It's proper, like, I think that blew me away more than anything. I'm used to like tarot boxes can be quite, I'm like my Cosmic Mother tarot box is obviously it's quite a thin card compared to this. And it's a lot of tarot boxes are like that. Obviously some come in these now or some come in tins. Tarot boxes do tend to be a little bit flimsy in comparison to oracle boxes, but this is a good sturdy box, ladies.
It's terribly posh.
Love a sturdy box.
It's got the silver foil on it as well.
Ooh.
And then we have the little bookie, which full of my words. Oh, there's that world card you said you liked.
Yeah.
And are these the words taken from one of your books, or have you done a kind of a smaller version kind of thing?
This is all brand new. It's all brand new, written just for this deck. And I think it needed to be, because every time I go through the cards, new stuff comes up, new magic. And obviously then going through the cards with somebody else, Niki, with her life experiences and the chats that we had back and forth, it really helped me formulate what it was I felt the cards meant in terms of how, you grow with the cards and you change. And actually having to bounce off and to talk to them about, which is not something I've done before, it's all been up here, probably really helped me craft them a little bit more.
You also had quite a big space to write each card in, didn't you? There was quite a lot of words we were able to kind of put in there.
250, which when you look at it, it doesn't look like a lot, but it's amazing what you can fit into one page. So it's one page per card. And
a lot of booklet things that I've ever had with cards, they're kind of really, even if there's a big page, there's not much written on it, as those are really in depth, all your affirmations, and you're just like, yeah, amazing.
Yeah, I wanted to make them so that when people read them, it's a bit different from a normal tarot kind of card meaning. This one is more encourages people to look at their life as reflection rather than anything else. But maybe, what we've done, Niki, we've not read any of this.
No, we haven't.
In a moment, we'll pick a few cards at random to show everyone, and I can read the meaning.
Reading the reading.
But then also just showing off this bit, it's got this lovely little, I think we had a choice between this and like plastic. And well, we just thought, obviously with environmental concerns, but I think the publisher kind of encouraged us. I can't quite remember.
I think apart from the two little stickers holding the box to the lid, everything, that there's nothing on it that's plastic at all.
Yeah, it's got this nice little bed. That's what I call it. It's got its bed that it can lie on. And then that's the backs, which you guys help choose.
So they just kind of juicy.
They really pop. So I'm going to do this because
I'm just going to do that because that's the top one for me. There's our Queen of Pentacles.
Yeah. So you can see that, I mean, obviously these are basically embargoed. We're not really supposed to be showing until at least October, but you can pre-order them now. That the pre-order has been up for months. We've not been able to say anything.
Not been able to say anything to anybody. You guys are the only people that have actually really known about it, apart from our families.
Yeah. Yeah, and you've sort of seen it. I don't know what people are expecting, really. It's going to be interesting. I don't know what we were expecting, Niki.
Well, this is the first, but this, because that's the other thing, is that this is the first time you've actually had any of the images in your hands, because all you've ever done is seen them through a screen when I've sent them to you as a photograph. So you've not actually had the images. So for you to actually be up close and personal with them is a first, isn't it? We've been working on this for 18 months and you've only ever seen them digitally.
Yeah, and I'm still not really working with, I've not really done any readings with them or anything, apart from I pulled one card yesterday for someone and maybe one for us, but I've not had chance to kind of sit down and
play with them.
Or I guess I won't until I can start, until we can announce them properly, and then I can start bringing them into my readings. Then I guess I will.
That's what I was going to ask you, is how are they reading?
Shall we find out?
Yes, please.
Does everybody want a card each? I can whiz round and do
Go
it.
on, you do it. I'll sit here and not be.
Okay. Niki made me do a video earlier of me shuffling the cards.
Yeah.
And I was like, I did it for a minute, like watching myself, filming myself shuffling cards, and I thought, this is like, there's an area of life where somebody's going to pay me money for this, for their like little versions. There's definitely some tarot shuffling porn going on. Anyway, if all else fails, ladies. Right, so I'm going to go from the top and round. So first person on my left is Lisa. So your cosmic mod, no. Oh, Rebel Hearts tarot card.
We're going to have to do a little noise every time you say cosmic mother.
This is the Seven of Pentacles.
I love
So this is my friend from the village, Daniela, and she is in her greenhouse, and I went round and I took loads of photos of her in her greenhouse. This is, every single card has a story, I mean, beyond the tarot meaning as to how it was created, and then Niki's added all of this collage.
And she wanted to be a tomato, didn't she? Because everybody got the opportunity to say what they wanted their head to be, and she said she wanted to be a tomato. I want to ask her why. That's like, when we interview her, that's my question. Why did you want to be a tomato of all the things in the world?
I don't
Love
know.
it.
She said to, I seen her on a school run the other day, and she said to Clover, she said, Clover, do I look like a tomato? And Clover's little face was like, I don't know what the right answer is. Not realising she was referring to the cards. Like, how do I not offend someone? Anyway.
It's very apt considering how red my face is this evening, I think.
We were commenting on earlier. But yeah, I guess the Seven of Pentacles is building your own abundance, crafting it from within your own little space. Let's see what I'm not going to read the whole book because we'll be here all night, but I'll have a little whiz through it. I can't remember, obviously. I remember sitting on my bed for hours writing these. So fertility, growth, and rewards. We've got keywords, imagery, meaning, and prompts. So the imagery, a tomato-headed character nurtures plants and vegetables in their lush greenhouse. Pentacles grow in amongst the harvest. So your hard work and persevering is starting to realize copious rewards. Take a moment to recognize that your efforts have created this wealth. Pause to feel the lavish evolution of the seeds you planted and nurtured. Time away from your labors allows for helpful perspective. When you are ready, return with renewed vigor to passionately continue creating. And so then the other thing that I did that's a bit different for a tarot deck is the prompt and the affirmation. So the prompt is, what do I most enjoy creating and how does this feel abundant? And your power affirmation, I see and honor what I have achieved.
I like that.
Yeah, super positive tomato card.
It's my positive tomato affirmation.
Yeah. So I shall now do Kate. Oh, you have the star, Kate. That's me. That is a silhouette of me from a modeling photo I did when I was about 21. And Niki transplanted me into some amazing, well, you talk about it, Niki, you did it.
We did, yeah, we made you into the night sky and then put you into this lovely kind of sunset space with the bucket from your garden, which was in the process. So you were doing the bathroom at the time, I think, and the star that your hubby made. Yeah, so it was kind of about I suppose it's being able to reach out for the stars, isn't that?
Yeah,
Kind of like that.
inside, I suppose.
Yeah.
And this beautiful water in this muddy kind of plastered bucket.
Up from the sea.
And I guess the star as a card in general is a card of transformation, growing from within these depths and roots. But let's have a look in the here for you. Star, change, alchemy, creation, from darkness, serenity, and light. The star is a card that promises transformation through and because of the pains of your life. From within the harsh inner landscape of trauma and tumult comes a conduit to peace and power. This feels as winding and breathtaking as mountain climbing, yet the results produce diamonds and stardust. You carry the answer within. It's from your vulnerability, your raw honesty, and the depths of experience that you now begin to visualize a path forward. So I'm just reading a little bit from each one. But your prompt, Kate, would be, how has my pain led to a higher path? And your affirmation, my suffering enables me to seek serenity. So I hope you caught that one. Okay. Do you want one, Niki?
No, go on, do everyone else first.
That's all right, Julia. Here we go. Oh no.
They're alive.
They are alive. Ah, you got the world, which I think was what Lisa was saying was her favorite card when we showed you these previously. So the lady on here is Kerry Wild, who came and did us a talk that time about kind of embodying our spirituality and our essence through our exterior clothing and appearance. She stood on a platform, she got the world in her hand, and she had a deer on her head. So, oh, they are alive. They're flying everywhere. Right, the world for you. Completion, rewards, success, endings and beginnings, manifested dreams. The world symbolizes the closure of the path started by the Fool. It represents all the things you've overcome, the ambitions you have fulfilled, and the dreams that have come true. As you enter a place of powerful self-recognition, you may indulge in reward and celebration, or simply celebrate an inner knowing that you have achieved so much. Wear your crown and acknowledge the path you have carved. With your majesty and magic close by, step fresh from this mighty moment into the next adventure. So your personal prompt, I have created success and or overcome difficulties in the following ways, ... Power affirmation, I recognize my sovereignty and I carry it onward.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And now Annie, lovely to see you in the group tonight.
Oh, do you know, it's so lovely to see you guys again. It's been way too long, and it's just really, really nice. It's making me smile. This has given me such good memories, particularly
Aw.
when we were thinking about when we were sitting in our bedrooms during lockdown and chatting on screen. It's just
Yeah.
I've been busy though since I stopped doing circle because I started doing clay classes, and I've been really busy doing clay, and I've got my own kiln coming. So
Wow.
I've been a busy bee, but I do miss you all, and it's so lovely to see your faces again.
Oh, it's so lovely to see you. I was hoping Michelle might join us as well, and some of the others, but I did sort of drop that message right at the last minute. So we'll see. Anyway, I might do it. We'll do another one probably to keep introducing the cards. And I'll see if I can get some of them older.
And I meant to say to you guys as well that I don't those of people who came on the llama the alpaca retreat, that Lucy, who's my friend who came with us, is about to complete and move house on Halloween to Shropshire to have her own beautiful house with 3 yurts. And I went to a glamping expo with her on Friday, and she put her order in for her 3 beautiful yurts. So she's going to be running glamping and retreats and spiritual stuff there. So she said that once she's set up, then we'll have to try and do another little trip.
Yeah.
To her place.
I'm just nothing's working for me in relation to that. And you know, the actual camping, the glamping place that we went to before, when I tried to get prices off, she just priced herself out of it for me. She just made it look really expensive and said I had to have the whole weekend, and it just would have meant me then having to add prices on to the price she was already given. And it would have just, like, for what it was camping, it was getting too expensive, unfortunately. Right, your card though is the Magician. It's just one of the first that we created, wasn't it? And that's Niki in there.
Sequin jacket.
The
rabbit pulling the man out of the hat instead of the other way around.
Yeah, let me have a read. The Magician: confidence, ability, magic, manifestation, and life skills and experience. The Magician speaks to the ability you have to create the life you desire. You possess a hatful of skills, life experience, ambition, and the willpower to begin to manifest what you hope for. Perhaps you need to be reminded of your impressive abilities. Be assured that you are more than capable of pulling your plans together. Be encouraged to engage with a little magic, intuition, and bravado. Keep sweet and true to your heart, and allow your control of any situation to be tempered by the flow of events and a faith in possibilities beyond the ones you have planned. Personal prompt: what is my dearest passion, and am I living it? Power affirmation: I am ready and able to create a magical life.
That's very lovely. Thank you. Couldn't be more appropriate right now.
I'm thinking of you. Are you kiln on the way? Sounds
I know.
That's proper. I mean, I can't imagine. It seems like a real investment in self and something that you're really passionate about.
It is. It's a lot of money.
Okay, yeah, I have no
So
idea
I've got to
how much
make it
kiln
work.
cost. Where do you even gonna put it?
Well, I've got a little outhouse here that I'm going to convert into my studio, and I've had a commission for a couple of bits and pieces people want me to make for them. So it's the beginning of I don't think I'll ever. Well, no, I'm not going to say that. I keep saying I'm never going to make a living out of it, but you have to put yourself out there, don't you?
Do you know what? I've got 2 friends. One of them she went and did a pottery course just before lockdown, and then obviously got stuck in lockdown. Was like, sod it, I'm just going to buy a load of clay and start off. And she's now got a really, really great business. She does a load of the markets around here. She takes stuff all over the place, commissions. Yeah, no, she's worked really hard at it, and in the last 3 years, she's got a really great business.
That's the dream.
And I've got another friend. She's a ceramic sculptor, so she makes ginormous pieces, which are just incredible. So yeah, and she puts her work all over the place.
Well, I'd love to follow them on socials if they've got Instagram or something like that. If you're happy to share their Instagram details, I'm always looking at following other people who are creating and seeing what they're doing, finding out how they got there.
Okay.
Send it to me, Niki, and I'll send it.
All right, will do.
And Kelly Gibson, who is in this group but isn't in the group anymore, she's started doing pottery. I noticed the other day she posted something. We're all becoming a bunch of potters.
Oh, do you know, it's so therapeutic. And the only reason I started doing it was because my supervisor at work said you need to do something creative it's more process based and you're less worried about the outcome. So it's when I started doing the classes that I couldn't fit this and circle and everything in the week. So I stepped away from circle to do it. But I've not given up on the thing that I stopped doing circle to do, and it's really taken off. So just so you know.
I think with pottery as well, there's something really earthing and grounding about it, because when I've seen my friend, she gets this lump in her hand and then she's just talking to me, and then all of a sudden this thing kind of becomes, and then you give it over to the kiln gods, and you have no idea, even if it's going to come out. Oh my, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'm too much of a control freak. I take my hat off to people who spend hours and so much money making and then put it in somewhere and it could all blow. It's amazing. It's an amazing process. And I find the people who work in that way they're so grounded. It's incredible.
I definitely think there are lessons that I needed to learn by doing it, which is that you literally can't control everything. And it's just give it up. And if it, what I've taken to doing is anything that breaks or doesn't work, I'm documenting all my breaks and mistakes as well, so I can figure out what I've learned from doing them. So the bits that, like, my joins weren't good enough, or I rolled it too thin, or I just left it on the table and my son kicked football at it. But yeah, just trying to remind myself that you can always make another one. That's the thing. It's like you make shit, it breaks, you make another one, and it's quite refreshing to think it doesn't have to be literally set in stone. Like, it can be broken and remade.
Well, is it the Japanese? I can never remember how you say it. Is it kitsugi? Where kitsugi, together with the gold. I just think, and it's that moment of impermanence, isn't it? The beauty in that.
But the reverse of it's also true. Is like when you make something and you get ready to fire it, once it's made, it doesn't decompose. If you think about all the stuff you find in like ancient pottery that you dig up, if you only really bother firing something if you are really truly believe that it's going to be good enough. So if you make something and it's shit, I smash stuff up before I fired it and go, yeah, that's going back in reclaim, that's not good enough to be fired. And so it does make you think about putting in your best effort for something. And if you're going to commit it, it's like putting words to a page, like when you made your cards or written your books and you put them out there and you think it's got to be the best it can be if I'm going to put it out there.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like we've had it's like a life lesson in all of that.
Sorry. Detail.
Good. It's really good. It's really interesting. I didn't really know any of that about pottery.
I didn't either. Do you want to see something that I made? It's right here.
Please. I've seen your things on Instagram and they look really gorgeous.
So this is one of my platters that I've made with this little rolled edge.
Oh, that's
and it's got real wheats, wild oats that I picked on the walks around my house, pressed into it. And then you use two different glazes. So this is a manganese wash, which burns through the white that you put over the top. So I painted it in and then wiped it back, so it was only in the depressions, and then painted a different glaze over the top, and then it shows through. But I've got like a few, you can see it from the side, it's kind of got a little curvy lip.
It's gorgeous.
And then I've been making pumpkins, and actually these are the things that I got out the kiln recently that were for you, for your circle, actually, Alice.
Oh yeah, keep them for us.
I don't know if you the light won't pick them up. They're little wheat pendants, and they're all hand painted in here, so you can string them onto make jewelry out of them if you want to, or hang them in your window. But they're little it was picked real wheat that grows in the fields behind my house in the summer, and I pressed it and hand painted them. So you got those as well.
Yes, for us, and there'll be the promise that we will all meet again at some point.
That's what Queenie said, wasn't it? We'll meet again.
Oh God, she did, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if not before Lucy gets her place, then maybe, I mean, me and Nikki have got to probably talk about doing some kind of launch.
Yeah, some kind of, yeah.
Definitely doing an online one, but it would still also be nice to do something in real life.
That is exciting.
Mm.
Really exciting.
Yeah, we'll have to get our heads together, Nikki, about that.
I know.
It's so difficult. She lives in Wales and I'm in Leicester.
North Wales. We've still never met.
Whereabouts in Wales are you, Nikki?
So I'm North Wales, up in Ross-on-Sea, right at the top.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right up. Well, so Shropshire, Ludlow is where
It's not
Lucy
far.
is. It's not too far for you.
It's kind of in the middle, I would say,
I
between
was going
us.
to say,
It's a good meeting spot.
I was going to say, that sounds like a very promising meeting spot.
I have actually found myself the past week or so, Nikki, just thinking, this is getting ridiculous now. I'm going to just get in a car and go to bloody Wales. You know, just things like getting a photo together, just like it would be worth it. We'll figure something.
We will. We keep trying, don't we? And then life just keeps getting in the way.
Yeah, and kids, and we'll happen. We'll make it happen. Anyway, there we go.
They are beautiful.
Yeah, love them. I just pre-ordered.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, Julia did.
No, yeah.
That's
How long did it take to create the artwork for all of them and the writing in the book? How long?
4 months. We both went, oh, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. We can do that in 4 months. 78 cards, images, and we had to, you know, source all the images ourselves and people and everything else, and then all Alice's writing. And yeah, it was with Christmas in the middle and decorating and life and family and finishing an MA and all that kind of stuff. So it was against the odds, wasn't it? But we managed it. We did it.
Yeah, it seemed like a reasonable thing to be tasked with in the beginning. Then you sort of realise you've got 78 cards plus me writing it, and it. But we were like a week overdue, weren't we? And that was for very good reason. Didn't you get COVID?
I think I'd had COVID and I felt like pants. But I think as well that had we not had a deadline, we'd have still filled, it doesn't matter what the deadline is, we would have filled it to every nth degree anyway, because I think that's just the nature of the beast, isn't it?
Unless somebody's paying you to do nothing else but that, then it's a separate project that just fits in where it has to, doesn't it?
We did. We literally worked on it just sort of night and day, really. Constantly, you know, messages to each other and photos pinging backwards and forwards, and yeah, no, it was good.
What an amazing way though to collaborate. If you think about how we would have thought about collaboration like that before COVID, we probably would have gone, oh no, we need to meet to do this.
Yeah.
And what you've created without even meeting in person, that's really impressive.
Yeah, I think it has been very much a project of the moment, and a born out of COVID, but also I think it's shown us what we can create through technology and kind of distance and having never met and all the rest of it. It's, you know, yeah, if we can do this kind of thing, you can do anything.
Oh my goodness.
And we've got loads of plans for other stuff, haven't we, Alice?
Oh god, yeah, we'd love to do like an oracle deck would be the next, in my mind, thing to do, and then maybe a journal, and who knows what else. And the thing is, because this is, it's so new to me, because obviously I've written books and I've designed my own cards, obviously the Cosmic Mother, but that was very small scale, self-published them, you know. This is a whole different thing, and there's so much imagery, like 78 incredible images that we could also do things with. So I don't think we really know what we're walking into entirely.
No. Yeah, we're eyes wide shut, aren't we?
Yeah, the whole
It's a great place. Yeah, it's a good place.
Pulled us along. It's like we're being dragged along in the energy of it, and I guess it will take us to interesting places, hopefully, and opportunities. Can I just show everyone that, because that was just in front of me. That's my little Clover.
She had chicken pox that day. She was off
Chicken
school.
pox. And I didn't take a photo of her for the cards. She was just being really cute in the garden, digging a hole. You know, when they've had chicken pox and then they're kind of better, but they're still spotty. and she dug this hole in the mud and was pouring water into it, and I took a picture, and then it very quickly became that little
One
elephant.
of my favorite ones. That one is just so, it's just so enchanting, and it is just so childlike in that way of the things that they do. It's just delightful.
How did you both communicate and make decisions about the imagery based on the kind of card
What's that?
meanings? And are you a big tarot card user yourself, Niki?
No, so I'm a contemporary artist. I'm a complete novice. I've faffed with them. I've always been interested, can't retain any information. I just literally, it goes in one ear and out the other. I just don't tend to absorb it for some reason. And I've known Alice for years. We've known each other from Instagram, haven't we? And we've just kind of got talking, got knowing each other. I saw the Cosmic Mother cards and was just kind of like, if you ever fancy doing anything, you know, together, then just give me a shout. I'd love to work with you, because I just love the way she processes stuff. I love the way Alice presents the cards. I love the way she talks about them. I love her wit and her humor and her contemporary way of talking. She's
good at that, isn't she?
Yeah, it's just no smoke and mirrors. It's just, she's just so, oh my God, she's amazing. Always blown me away. So
look, there we are in our little love fest. That's me and Niki there.
Us on our little journey. So, you know, kind of, and then nothing but, you know, life just happens, doesn't it? And then I was kind of in flux with what I was doing, and I went and started an MA, and actually, had I not been doing the MA, I would not have been able to make this deck, because this deck was born out of some of the work that I was doing. So some of the collages that I was working on, and the way I was putting stuff together with the animal heads and things, and it just kind of, I think I said, you brought out the book of tarot, didn't you? And I sent you one of the
a tiger lady, and I think that must have clicked something. It wasn't long after that I somehow come around to the idea of doing a deck of cards, and you were the first port of call there.
And that's how it happened.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So Alice literally would sit down, and we started with, did we start with the majors? We did start with the majors.
Yeah. I think we started with the full. We tried to do it in order, but that soon fell through. But yeah, we started with the majors, and then we did try to do the minors in some kind of order, but it did start falling out and a bit all over the place.
But did you give Niki a brief about what the kind of...
Yeah, so Alice talked through everything with me. So we kind of sat down and did the majors, then we sat down and did each of the suits, and she would talk through each card and kind of go, this is what the traditional meaning is, this is how I read into it, this is the kind of the imagery that I've seen and not seen, and so as she would be talking, I would just be seeing what floated up, because you know what it does, it just floats in, and you kind of go, oh yeah, that's quite interesting, and I'd be sort of writing stuff down, and then Alice would be moving through each of the cards, and then we'd come sort of to the end of the description, and then I'd be kind of, okay, well, I've got this idea for this, does that fit? And she'd be kind of like, oh yeah, okay, let's go. And then we just kind of built it from there. It was a really organic thing, and I think because it's been a really beautiful collaboration, because I'm an artist, Alice is a writer, so we've each had both of our kind of positions to work in, but also with crossovers and kind of conversations, and what do you think about this, and kind of critiquing each other, but just guiding. It's been amazing.
And do you think can you use any of the work that you've done towards your masters?
Oh, I finished that now. So I literally finished that, and
the next day. Didn't you do, like, you one day finished masters, next day sign the contract? These. Yeah,
so signed it, and then had the exhibition and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, so that was kind of rolling on with this. But yeah, it was literally, I'd got my grade and then the next day signed on this. It was the weirdest thing.
Oh, I love that one.
I love that one.
That's fabulous.
I do love them all, to be fair, and I was looking through them today because my daughter had come over and we were doing a load of photographs, product shots, and I was like flicking through trying to find some cards to look at. Oh, that's your husband.
That's my husband, yeah. Literally, when we were tearing the kitchen apart, he was carrying the fridge out to his van. And I was like, wait, stop, I need to take a photo of that. There was a lot of that for a period of time. Stop, I need to take a photo, or quick, put this on, we need to take a photo. or
What would
crying.
what would you say your most inspired photo was that really just hit you like a thunderbolt when you were like, this is going to make the perfect such and such card?
I don't know. The one that sticks with me is, can you find the four of swords? Oh my god, it was just hilarious.
Is
It
that
was
the one?
hilarious. It was Alice in
That's it's the funniest one.
it's just
And
brilliant.
that
But also
to bring-
it sums it up. It sums up the whole process, because I was talking about wanting to do Alice in an outfit.
So I think the reason why it stands out is not particularly because of the meat, but because of how much fun we had. Me and Jay were in this kitchen, and I was like, I've got to put your boiler suit on. Have you got a boiler suit? And I need your hard hat, and I need to go on a lilo in the paddling pool. And this was in like this sort of time last
Late
year,
October.
so kind of autumn. In the middle of the day, laughing my head off, quite conscious that the neighbours were probably wondering why my husband was taking photos of me on a lilo in a deflated paddling pool. But it was just the joyousness of it. I think that really was the peak of that, the kind of crazy photograph.
See if I can find one of the outtake photos from it. It was joy. It was joy, and it was just that's the other thing I loved about working with you with this, is that I would have an idea for something and then just kind of speak to Alice about it and kind of go, oh, what do you think about this? Oh, you know, do you know anybody that could get dressed like this? And Alice would be like, oh yeah, I'll go and sit in a room tied to a chair with a rope by my husband, and he
Love
takes
it.
a picture. And oh, here the lilo. Hang on. It's just,
I must have sent you about 100 photos as well of me on a lilo.
yeah, it's just
See how
so
much
much,
laughing.
so much joy. It's just, so my phone is full of these photos that we'd get little bees in our bonnets and quick, let's get this sorted. And Alice is so great at it. She'll go, right, okay, I'll go and sort that out, and she'd either get herself dressed or get the kids up to something, or Jay and something. Just
That's one of my, in answer to, like, just going back to Annie's question, like in terms of a powerful card, that was one of, that's my husband, and we wanted him for judgment, didn't we? And so I was just like, come on, let's just take a photo of you, put something on and do this photo. And he was doing all kinds of poses, and it wasn't working out for us at all. They were all a bit like, I think he was feeling self-conscious, and then he just pulled that pose out of nowhere. This guy is not a yogi. He doesn't do anything.
It reminds me of a Fleetwood Mac cover.
Yes.
It's that it really is like the
yeah, because that's what, isn't Mick Fleetwood in that pose?
Yeah.
He's got his hair tied back, hasn't he? And he's got a waistcoat on. I know what you mean.
So cool. Love it.
Well, yeah, and that just he just kind of came out with that. Probably at that point messing about, because he'd kind of almost given up on it, and it was just the perfect. And the thing is that within each card, there's his whole story there, which is epic and kind of feeds into judgment, the whole kind of recovery and heart attacks and addiction, and then having to pull yourself through painful
also feeling judged. You're performing for this photo and feeling like, well, what am I doing, and why am I doing it, and what are people looking at me thinking as I'm doing it? And it's kind of like that whole process of taking the image is the card in a nutshell. That's what would you say is the most surprising side effect of doing this project?
Friendship
we talk all day long.
a really deep connection, and also a really good understanding of kind of working with somebody, and the appreciation of working with somebody, and seeing somebody who's so good at their craft, who then kind of shares that with you openly and kind of just wants to create in the same way. I was saying this to my daughter again today. I was like, oh my god, it's so joyous working with Alice, because she just kind of just gets it, and it's
And I feel
that's a really, really lovely thing to see, that when you can collaborate with somebody and it can feel it can feel exciting and fulfilling and creative, not stressful and ego driven and competitive and all the things that we kind of associate with project work sometimes. I think to hear two people in flow with each other is really amazing, actually.
It does feel like a lucky break. It's like it could have gone any way whatsoever, but it has always been joyous, and I can't recall it ever being anything but that from the beginning. It's just happened, and it's
been a lot of laughter.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh,
anyway, for this,
we've birthed this, but I'm gonna have to wrap things up. Because I have to go. I can hear my children bouncing around, and I need to go put the little one to bed. So thank you all for coming and witnessing.
Yeah, I need to get my orders in.
Yes, please do. You won't get it till the 8th of December, but it's in time for Christmas. So,
well, can I just say thank you for inviting me back, having not been around, and it's been really interesting. I'm sorry if I asked too many boring questions, but it was so nice just to hear how you guys had gone through the process. And, you know, as somebody who's interested in creative work as well, it's really nice to kind of think about, it makes me think about the sky's the limit. There's exciting things ahead, still other projects to happen.
Massive, because we had no idea this was going to happen 18 months ago, did we? We kind of just...
No, and it's a game changer. It's a life changer probably. We'll probably look back in 10 years and be like, bloody hell.
Yeah.
I feel like that already, like 18, like a year down the line or whatever, but I think it'll keep rolling. And, you know, it's nice to have you here, and have everyone else here, and we'll probably do another session maybe in a bit and see if we can get some of the other girls to come, you know.
Yeah, and if there's ever any, you know, things like this, it is so nice just to be able to come back and dip in and say hello and hear how people are doing, because I do take away a lot of the stuff that I learned in Circle with you guys, and everybody's perspectives, not just the teachings that you're going to, Alice, but your guests, but everyone else in Circle. And I think about it every day as I'm doing stuff. It's really changed how I feel about life doing this. So, you know, even if I'm not there all the time, never underestimate the impact it has. So thank you.
Oh, thank you for saying that.
That means a lot.
Me.
That's a really lovely thing to hear.
That is beautiful.
Massive.
Oh.
You do good stuff, Alice, I've told you.
Yeah.
You guys.
Hey, it's National International Gratitude Day today as well, apparently.
Oh my God, there you go. Perfect.
I am grateful for all of you too, still all being here with my ups and downs and my website debacles and all the crap that I'm changing my mind on how I'm running things. So I'm very grateful for everyone who is here and the people who revisit and say beautiful things and ask great questions, Annie.
I'll always be sneaking back, don't you worry.
Oh, I hope so. All right then, ladies, I'm gonna say good night. Thank you everyone for being here, and I think we have a session tomorrow with a guest. Am I right in thinking that? Because we don't have an event calendar anymore. I'm going to check. There is a session coming up with a guest, and I think it might be tomorrow. So we're very busy this week. I might ask her to pre-record it with me and then upload it to YouTube and share the link with you guys. It's about grief, sleep, and darkness. She's a grief specialist.
I should be doing that one. It's grief.
She's a grief specialist. She's been on Loose Women. So.
Oh, well, I'd love to hear that. So if you could share it with me as well, I'll pay you a one-off fee to be part of it again.
Oh, we'll figure something, Annie. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
Let me contact her and make sure I can pre-record it and then upload it somewhere.
One last thing before you go, I thought you'd like to know is that the other thing that I've been doing for the last year is writing my bereavement book for adolescents, and I've had all the copies back from the printers now, and we're having our book launch on the 27th, and the young people that helped design it and fed into their comments for other young people have all given their feedback, and it's been really positive. So I've now got this resource. It's the only resource of its kind, which is designed by young people for other young people, and all of the clinical advice we give around bereavement to adolescents, and it's all been beautifully designed and it's being used now by young people who bereaved a parent in the county. So I'm very excited.
Well
That's
done.
amazing. Congratulations.
That's
It was
an
a whole, that was
amazing
nearly over a year's worth of work to write that and get everything down and have it all divided up into quotes and tips and information and infographics, and it's been a massive piece of work, but it's done and it's being launched, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, congratulations. That's like, sounds like such an amazing thing to have, and in that particular position, like so necessary.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Send us a link to it or something.
I will do. When it's launched on the 27th, I will send you a link because it's free. You can download it for free.
Send the link and I'll share it with all the sisters.
Yeah, and if anybody then knows any young people who need it, they can access it, the online version, for free. But if and anyone we're working with in county gets a hard copy for free. So but it's a really special book, and my colleague and I did it together. So I was thinking about, you know, that kind of creative process when you're working with somebody else, and how I've had such negative experiences of that in the past, but she and I had a similarly symbiotic relationship. So it's really good to see that it's possible out there. Anyway, I'll shut up now.
Yeah, send us the link, and I want to go have a look at that. All right then, ladies. I will update everyone what's happening tomorrow, and otherwise, thank you for being here and good night.
Well done.
Oh, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.